There was a small patch of land on the edge of a quiet village where a hard-working farmer named Hari Das spent every day tending to his fields with care and dedication. He had only one son named Vivek, a boy who never liked work and always preferred staying indoors, resting, or playing with friends each morning as the sun rose. Hari Das would head out to his field with his tools and a hopeful heart. Meanwhile, Vivek would still be sleeping under the comfort of his warm blanket. One morning, Vivek woke up and stepped outside. He saw his father drenched in sweat pushing the plow through the dry earth. "Son, come help me today. The fields need both of us," said Hari Das. But Vivek replied, "Not now, Papa. I need some more rest. I will come later." Hari Das sighed and went back to work alone. Every day was the same. Vivek avoided work, and Hari Das kept silently hoping his son would change, but nothing did. One afternoon, an elder from the village came by and said to Hari Das, "I have heard your son does not like to work. Why not try to make him understand the value of hard work?" Hari Das said, "I have tried many times. He always makes excuses." The elder replied, "Then show him what happens when we ignore our responsibilities. Teach him how laziness only leads to loss." Hari Das nodded and promised to try again, but days turned into weeks, and Vivek continued wasting time while his father worked under the burning sun. Then, one summer the rain stopped. The land dried up. The crops started to wither. Worry spread through the village and among the farmers seeing the dying fields. Hari Das rushed home and said to Vivek, "Son, we need to act now. The crops are failing, and if we do nothing, we will have nothing to eat." But Vivek shook his head and went off to play again. Ignoring his father's plea, a few days later, Hari Das fell seriously ill. For the first time, the field stood empty and untended. Vivek had no choice. He took the tools and walked into the fields with trembling hands and a heavy heart. He had never worked a full day in his life, but something deep inside him had shifted. He remembered his father's words, "Hard work brings true success." He pushed himself through the pain. Through the exhaustion, he worked from sunrise to sunset. His hands blistered, his legs sore, but he did not stop day by day. He began to see small signs of life in the soil sprouts of green returning to the brown earth. His efforts were slowly making a difference one morning. As he tilled the land, he looked up and saw his father standing at the edge of the field, watching him with pride in his eyes. "Son, I am proud of you," said Hari Das. "You have done what I always hoped for. You have learned the value of hard work." Vivek walked over, smiled, and said, "Papa, you were right all along. Rest is sweet, but only after effort. I now understand the meaning of true satisfaction." From that day on, Vivek changed completely. He became one of the most dedicated farmers in the village. People noticed his transformation and praised him for his discipline and growth. One day, the village chief visited and said, "Vivek, your journey has inspired everyone. You have shown us that change is possible, that even those who once avoided responsibility can rise and lead. This story reminds us that no matter how lost someone may seem, if they choose to work hard, they can still turn their life around. Success comes not from comfort, but from effort and determination."